What's good, y'all? I'm coming at y'all with a brand new video, and I'm finna school y'all, girls and boys, man. I'm just trying to turn women into queens and men into kings, emperors, rulers, or something that is not like everybody else, man, because most of the people in this world, y'all, they vibe on the same hertz, or they're on a dimension that's, physical. You know what I'm saying? Most people in this world, y'all, are stuck on the physical plane. But in my other videos or in previous, videos I have made in the past, y'all, there's different levels to you, which is the realms that you can access within your body, because you are more than the flesh that you see, So let's just say, you consume flesh or you consume something. Depending on what it is, y'all, it's gonna either boost your brain and increase the way you feel, or it's gonna, drop you to a state of where you feel more so on the physical things around you. And that could be, let's just say, for instance, you buy pizza and you eat it, right? Well, if you're someone like myself who's already existing on a higher dimension, y'all, because, most people, when they're on this journey, y'all, you're not gonna be attracted to everybody, because yes, you have a glow, but they're not gonna be able to see you in a way you want seen them, because you have glowed or evolved or advanced, or you just became someone that's not necessarily better, but you have increased your energy to where the energy that you have now doesn't resonate with them, or it's just think about it like this, y'all. When you have energy, this video's, it's all about conquering, what once was lost, because, I had taken a break, yes, family, but that doesn't mean I stopped. I only took a break because I got, not issues, but, emergencies, family. It's all about my family, y'all, and family's always gonna be first, no matter, who's behind this camera, whether you an ally or, you in the Axis powers, man. But in this video, family, I like to give y'all the jewels, the straight gems, because let's just say you're someone that's walking in my shoes, but you're not even aware of who you are and what you possess, and the war or the terror that comes with the physical plane that you are living on. Because yes, you see everything through a physical lens, because you are in a physical body. But once you have so much energy within your body, man, it has no other way but to just scatter around those parts in you that you were once, losing minerals, vitamins that were once, if you want to say evaporated. All that energy that you choose to stay or withhold onto, it goes throughout your whole body, and it increases blood flow. It increases, if you want to say, the brain capacity, so you can, have a better glossary, so you won't forget shit. And that's what the goal is, y'all, because you want to be someone who knows about them, but also knows about the ways of the world, man. So that's why I come at y'all with this video, because, it's never easy. It's tough out here. Yes, I understand that, family. But most people don't want to fuck with you, because, it's not necessarily you, y'all. It's just, you were chosen for a better purpose. You're chosen for, like they say, y'all, greatness, And with greatness, it takes patience, but it takes solitude, man. And most people, that's why they fail, or they can't hold on, they can't maintain their, their essence, because they're afraid of how people look at them, or they're just afraid to be alone. And that's why I'm trying to give y'all this video, y'all, because it's okay to be alone, I told y'all we gonna die alone, because when we leave this realm, y'all, we're not even dying. Yeah, the physical stays here, but your soul and your spirit has to go somewhere, y'all, because before it was here, it was somewhere else, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And if that's not the case, how come you're just like everybody else, y'all? Think about that, You have a soul, man. That's why you're able to manifest things to you, whether you want them to or not. You have a spirit, and it could become, advanced to where, it runs off of just purity, man. And that is powerful, because that's what gives you everything you want, man. You know what I'm saying? It's not a hard thing, But it can be if you are focused on that bullshit that's outside of you, you know? Like, you know, trying to chase people or trying to, you know, chase items, whether that could be materialism, you know, it could be things, or it could be just simply not saving your money because you're going to too many places, you know, y'all. But I'll come at y'all with this video because, you know, people don't get here without loss or without feeling like they have lost something, man. You know, whether you lost to, you know, someone which was a close one, or you just really just you don't want to, like, in a way to where you don't have not the balls, but necessarily the confidence to put all that into yourself and to know that, okay, I trust the process, you know, I'm gonna be somebody, you know, it's gonna take time, but most definitely I will stand the fuck out, because I'm not even trying to stand out. It's just, you know, all this energy forces you to become something, because either you're gonna have this energy or you're just gonna lose it, y'all. And the worst thing to do is to give it to someone that ain't valued, you know, themselves, man. So if you have hella energy like myself, y'all, well, you're gonna attract someone of a high status, and I mean energy wise, never about, you know, how much bread they have or what they drive, man. Fuck that, you know, because you were always here before these cars, you know. Your body's what gives these cars life, man. But your car specifically, y'all, which is first, you know, you should be taking care of this vessel, man, because, you know, if you're constantly just fucking everybody, y'all, well, you are draining yourself, man. So not only are you creating bonds and all these fucking testimonies with everybody else, you can't even hold yourself to a high standard, y'all, because now you see yourself as, I'm just trying to, you know, in a way, seclude everybody to where you just want them, you know, as if you want to say a slave in a way, because if you're just, you know, constantly fucking, y'all, well, you're not really worried about, you know, their brain, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, if you don't have control of this brain, y'all, well, then you are being controlled by pleasure, you know, peer pressure, or just ideas that ain't really coming from your dome, man. Because to have control of your brain, y'all, is to be aware, man. And most people in this world, they don't have that, man. They don't have this awareness, you know what I'm saying? They might be aware of certain things around them that are physical, but they ain't on a dimension to where they see, you know, everything around them, and it's like, man, I can't let shit get outside of me to try to you know, fuck up the functions or the fundamentals of my being, man, because you're in control of everything, y'all. You know, I'm telling y'all that for your own good, man, because in this world, y'all, people will try you. People will try to test you, especially if you're on this journey of straight celibacy, because it's not even about being celibate, y'all. It's about, you know, trying to glow, man. You will literally want to be a reflection of the sun, man, because what does the sun do? It blocks out you fucking vampires or these people who wear umbrellas and shit, because they feel like they can't take something that's natural above them. But that just shows you, man, we have skin crawlers, man, werewolves, and we have fucking all these type of zombies around you, man, that you might not even be aware of, man. But you will once your third eye it starts talking to your ass, man. But it's never gonna talk to you, family, if you don't have, you know, literally the discipline, man. The discipline to not let go of your essence, man. You know. And that's what you must realize, family. You gotta understand that wholeheartedly, because, you know, there's so many content creators out here giving y'all these drill droppers, man. But to really understand it is to must live it. You know, you must have this energy within you to really, you know, grasp the concept of this, you know, simple, you know, story, man. But it's not a bad thing. It's just, you don't want to be controlled by things or people, man, because, you know, if you lack energy, yo, well, people are going to tell you what they want to, man, because your aura, it has no divination about your character, man. You're not, let's just put it like this, a motherfucker who got energy, y'all, and has that shit seeping through them all day long, and then people are going to be looking up to you, whether they want to or not, or they going to feel inspired by you because you are being yourself, man. And people don't like, you know, or they feel intimidated when you are something that they they can't, comprehend, because they don't know why the fuck you feel like every day's, a blessed day to be alive, man. But yeah, family, it's just about how you perceive things. I could never force this upon y'all, but I can give you the message, man, because there's people likewise who are on a journey. Let's just say you fuck a bitch, right? Well, if I was you, y'all, I would fuck the bitch without releasing, because little do you know, when I give her my energy, y'all, I will become drained. I will start feeling like more, tired, and more problems will get to me, because I don't have that awareness. I don't have that energy within my body to keep it functioning on how it was once, because the energy or the semen or the seminal fluid within your body, y'all, is what gives the next avatar, it's power, man, or it's being. So a kid, when I have my kid, or if I even choose to have a kid, right, y'all? Or let's just say you want a kid, or you choose to take that route, y'all. Well, if your semen it has been within you for so long, it's gonna, protect that baby, whatever gender it is, it's gonna be a stronger baby, because all that energy within you is now potent, man. You haven't been releasing shit, y'all. So everything that you have, saved onto one day at a time, it's just been saving up, man. And all it's doing is scattering, man. And once it does, just imagine the movie, Jason X, man, when he was killed, man. What happened, bro? All those atoms, all those cells, and all his body that was once decayed, it had regenerated on its own, because that semen or that life within him had no other choice but to do something with it. Because once you have something that's living within you, y'all, living and dead cannot cooperate, man. So if you are alive from within, y'all, well, people who are dead from within, y'all, ain't gonna really see you, or they're gonna be forced to get the fuck away from you, because you're irritating them, because their problems, that are bothering them, y'all, seem to have no effect on how you live your life, man. And if I tell you that people, they crave control, or they crave, let's just say power, man, because everybody wants power, but power is something that you don't let people get to you. Power is like actually, putting everything aside, man, and focusing on yourself, man, because if you don't, take action, yo, guess what? Time's gonna pass you by, man. Everything will pass you by. These bitches, or these, I'm gonna talk to y'all on a physical plane, man, because most of y'all might be on that physical dimension. So y'all look at women like bitches, or y'all look at, you females might look at these men like niggas, or, they just wannabes, or they, simps, or they just creeps. But those are all titles, and you was given a title by someone. Like I said, you was taught what the fuck they were by something or someone, man. And that's the first state that you must do, is free your fucking brain, because you are a slave to literally your problems, man. The shit that's within you, y'all, if you let it control you, well, then your power has been given away to things that you falsely believe in, man. And you might not like this, but it's the truth, because to really become something, y'all, is to embrace who you are, man. Even if you have flaws, y'all, it don't matter. All that matters is that you do something, because most people in this world, y'all, they want everything like a snap, man, but not knowing that motherfuckers who have everything, man, it took them, let's just say, a little while to get everything they wanted, y'all, because not everything happens when they want it to. As long as you put the work in, God sees what you are doing. But you gotta be the person to take action. It's all about discernment. But you gotta have discipline, man, because people will try you, man. And when you have masculinity for real, I'm talking about pure masculinity, not that synthetic bullshit like them fucking, them vapes y'all be hitting. But all I'm trying to tell you is that this shit right here, man, is gonna really wake your ass up, man, because once you have this masculinity, y'all, well, you realize that shit can't bother you or get to you, because not because it can't, it's just because you feel alive now. when you were at your lowest, you were craving everything. You know, you were craving food, you were craving attention, you were craving these materialistic vehicles because you didn't have it, or you didn't have, you know, what it is that you really, you know, need. Energy. You were deprived from it. It's like being hydrated, you know. But it takes around 90 days, like I have said in my other video, to just feel your third eye, you know, seeping through your body. You know what I'm saying? And that's because the energy that was once at your, you know, let's just say this. So your energy points start from, you know, if you want to say the portals, or the parts that give, you know, the avatar its body. So for a man and a woman, you know, those two parts that y'all have equipped it with each other, that is where it starts, man. And depending on if you've been wasting your energy for years, or if you have never been celibate to where, you know, you let your energy stay within you, y'all, well, that shit is at the bottom. And that's why you might have fucking back problems, or you just slouching like an old person because your body is suffocating, man. And whether you're aware or not, man, you have to know what it is, because either you're going to change your body because you're going to love yourself more, or you going to, you know, keep fucking yourself over, man, because you don't care. And that's why you don't care, because you're living life with that kind of energy, man. You know, what you are is what you will become, man. So that's why I break this message to y'all in a way to where y'all can decipher this code, but also take it in and realize, like, damn, he's right, man. I need to stop fucking around and save my energy, because now you won't be so easily triggered or tricked out your spot, man. You know, you won't be scared to stand up for yourself. If a bully was trying to pick on you at school, man, you know, you're going to throw these. And you know, you're not going to back down from nobody, because that masculinity is what gives you dominance as a man, man. Literally, every woman in this world can say that they don't like masculinity, but it's something that every woman wants, man, because everybody wants somebody that's going to protect them. That's what a man is. We're a protector, y'all. But you can't protect nobody if you don't even have the energy to protect your damn self. So it all starts with y'all, family. You know, like they say, man, the game's gonna go on, man, but you can be someone that's adapted to this game. And I have adapted well, because, you know, whether shit comes my way or doesn't, y'all, I'm still gonna win. Nothing can stop me from being somebody, because I already see it. You know, if I meditate, y'all, I can see myself at where I want to be, y'all. It's just God telling me you gotta keep going. Don't stop, man. If they hate, learn to appreciate, because they are feeding your pockets, your family, and you most definitely. You know what I'm saying? It's not a bad thing if you don't want to try, but it can be a bad thing if you just stay still forever, because God's praying and hoping that, or whoever you know you look up to, they're hoping that you get this message, because they want you to be somebody, so you can set yourself free from the matrix, man. You don't want to be stuck enslaved forever, man. You know, nobody wants to feel that way, y'all, because you're not living for you, man. You're stuck following, like being in school. You don't want to be someone that has to raise their hand, man. You know? But I give it to y'all this way, because if I'm serious about this knowledge, y'all, well, then you could change your life. And that's all I want y'all to do, man, is change your life. Because if you don't, well, your life is gonna leave you behind, man. This body, it doesn't necessarily age, but what causes it to age, y'all, is the oxygen that's depriving your body. People say you thrive on oxygen, but that's not true, because like myself, y'all, the sun, if it burns your ass, well, it's not even burning you. It's burning those fucking toxins that's within your ass all day, because you don't get no fucking sunlight, because you know, you're deprived from light, man, which is energy. You know, you lack it. So that's why the sun's, it's either giving your ass sunburn, or trying to tell your ass, man, you need to start working out on your fucking self, man, because it's going to get to a point where it's going to get even hotter and hotter and hotter, man. But to really understand what I'm saying is to take care of the energy that God has gave you, man, because it is what heats up your body, man. And that's why most people can't be around you, man, because, you know, you will become hot. And why is that, though? That is simply because the energy that's within you, y'all, is being transmuted. So if you work out, you have hella energy, y'all, well, you're only metamorphosing your body, man, to take even greater, problems or situations, man. But whether you like this or not, you're helping them, man. You're helping the people that might look down on you because they want to be like you in a way, but they just don't know how or what they gotta do. And that's what I'm telling you right now, man. It starts with you loving yourself more than anything or anyone, because if you don't love yourself, how can you love others, y'all? People in this day and age or in this modern day era, man, they crave chaos, man. So most females, if they're with you, y'all, they might give you drama because they're full of that shit within them, man. All these women, they don't freaking drink water, or they crave that social media scandalous act, and you can't save them. The only thing you can do is pray that God will one day, because there's nothing you could do for them type of people. And it could go for men also, man, because there's most men in this world who are stuck on programs, which are shit that ain't got nothing to do with them. But you're constantly giving your energy to shit that don't give a fuck about you. And that's what I'm trying to tell y'all, family. You have to learn to protect your energy, man, because it is all you have. It is all you have, literally. And if you let that shit go, well, everybody's gonna leave you behind, man, or they're gonna look at you in that same way because you don't respect the seed of life, man, which was you when your ass came down here, man. So I want y'all to be aware, family, and take this message in, because who else is gonna give it to you other than myself, the raw, authentic way, man? You gotta be authentic, man. And if you ain't authentic, well then people are gonna see right through you, man, because they know that you ain't gonna stand on what you are about, man. I don't like to prove myself to no one, y'all. I like to act or move with a conscious decision, but knowing that I'm bold and confident on the shit I stand on, because it's not something that you want to prove to nobody. You don't want to prove to nobody who you are. You'd rather just be and show them whenever it's right timing, because proving shit to somebody is pointless when all you want to do is show them who they could be, or just inspire them to become something better than who they are, But most people don't want to change, man, because like I said, y'all, their body hasn't metamorphosed, or there's no changes being made within them. So that's why they don't see that within their mind, or their shit ain't expanded to where they're like, oh yeah, I gotta change. Fuck no. They're all dead within, man. And that's something that they gotta work on with. And I'm just trying to help y'all, family, because most people are slaves to their desires, man. Most people are stuck working that 9 to 5 until they fucking die. Or, you just ain't going nowhere, y'all, because you are stuck worrying about a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about those problems, man. A bitch is a dog, man. And everybody acts like a dog in this world, because when they consume flesh, man, they turn into animals, man. Or they become like what they are, because you are what you attract, man. So in this day and age, y'all, I'm just giving it to you the raw, authentic way. Love yourself from within. It's nothing wrong if you consuming flesh. Just, don't over consume that shit, man, to where your body's backed up with fucking shit, man. Because that's literally is what's causing your body to feel stuck, drained, or deprived, man. Because if we're children of the sun, y'all, all we did was eat the sun. But you won't really understand what I'm saying, man, if the sun's burning your ass, because you're overly consumed by all these fucking toxins around you, man. The sun doesn't burn me, it strengthens me, because I learned to become a child of the sun. That's why I'm glowing. I have a glow. Or I'm not afraid to just be myself, because I don't give a fuck about how anyone looks at me, man. I've been through too much in my whole life already to give a fuck what someone's got to say. Either they go and fuck with me or they not. And it's all up to them. I can't force nothing to be brought upon me, because everybody has their own soul's purpose, man. All I can say is that you want to be somebody, man. Whether it's, an enemy or a hero, man. You can be a hero or enemy. I'm both, because I have different personalities within myself, man, that I can switch like a switch, man. And I can act like I can love you so hard to where I will never want to let you go. But I can also, flip that switch, man, turn my humanity off like them fucking vampires, man. And you will never ever have existed in my life because, life is temporary, man. And these bodies we are equipped with. So why give your energy to shit that don't fuck with you? You know what I'm saying, y'all? That's what I want y'all to be aware of, y'all. Your energy is all. So why give it to shit that ain't appreciating you, man? It's a good thing though, family, because in this life, action is all about how far and what you want. So you can take action on it. But this was simply about knowing the dimensions, man, and knowing the physical plane around you, man, because everything around you is physical, man. We were all brought down here with a physical dimension or mindset, so we were all stuck on trying to be someone to get these things like a house or a bigger boat, or you just wanted to see yourself financially free, y'all, right? But once you broken that chain, y'all, and your energy has transcended. That's what Eisen has said. I have transcended this realm, man. He's telling you that his mind and his energy is one. So he ain't looking at everybody like, oh shit, like I'm looking at your flesh, so I want to fuck with you. Hell no. It's more so like his head is so advanced with knowledge that he lives above his fucking crown chakra, man. Or he lives right there because all he craves is, intelligence, man, IQ, awareness, and the bettering of himself, man, because he realizes how important energy really is, man. And without energy, y'all, you don't gain respect, man, because think about it. If you are full of respect and that's who you are and who you see yourself as, well, then of course you're not gonna attract those motherfuckers on that physical plane, man, because they don't even have respect for themselves. So that's why I say, family, you must learn to accept that you might lose everything you love, man. If your story might sound like Boruto's or Sasuke's, because to understand what they became or how they became who they were is to understand what they went through, man. They didn't just become cold or a villain or someone that is just silent because of peace. No, everybody has endured pain, and that right there reminds you that shit, I gotta do something about it, man, because you don't like feeling like you have been defeated, man. That's for all of us. Nobody should feel like they have been defeated, because it's only gonna make you want to try even harder. You know what I'm saying? Or that's at least how I feel, y'all, because a true king or a true emperor, y'all, is gonna stand for something and fall for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because when I started this channel, y'all, I told myself what I was gonna be. I envisioned it. When I used to smoke weed or when I was smoking that shit, y'all, I would see myself as someone who just wanted to elevate his lifestyle, because remember, y'all, that's all it's about. Rising, staying silent, man, and just getting your family out the fucking projects, man. I'm not in those projects, but I was there before, man, and that has taught me how to become independent, man. If you can't be independent, y'all, you shouldn't be worried about others, because they might try to use or abuse your kindness as an act of weakness, man, when you're not really weak, because like I say, you'll slay all of them if they was to get near you in a way to where you feel like it's not all loving, man. You know what I'm saying, y'all? Because all you see yourself is a divine being once you have this energy, man. You don't look at yourself like a fucking human or a peasant, because that's not how you feel, man. You see yourself as a divine being with a luminous light, man. And that's why most people, wherever you go, man, you attract crowds, or you just attract babies, pets, man. Everything starts loving you, man, because they see that you love yourself, man. But in this video, man, it was simply, knowing the dimensions and being aware of the dimensions, because to only get them is to, like I say, have energy, man. I tell y'all, if y'all fucking your bitch, man, you want to keep that energy within you unless you're creating life with her, because first of all, you want to make sure your girl feels good within. So the seed you give her, you want to make sure you've been holding that bitch on for a long time, man, because if you know was to ejaculate, or let's just say you was to have an orgasm with her, and you haven't been saving your seed like that, man, well, she ain't really gonna feel true peace or true stability and love for you, because you didn't have that for yourself before you gave it all. You gave what you had, man. That's why I say, man, it is important to focus on self, man, and just let the ancestors take control of the rest, man. As long as you live your life in peace, no one can fuck with you, because you're fulfilling your duty that you came down here to do, y'all. If you really think about it, y'all, I'm pretty sure everybody has that thought in their brain, man. We didn't come down here to do this pointless ass shit, man. We came down here to create things and become better, to become stronger, you know what I'm saying, y'all? To become someone with this light, man. So where, you have motherfuckers, because they bitch, they like you, or they crave you so much to where they don't even want their female around you. And that's because you want to spark that change in his ass, man. You want him to feel like, man, yeah, your female love me, or she want me, because she sees that I'm someone that can't be controlled, or is not a fool, man, or I'm just someone that ain't gonna let no one take advantage of me, because that's what a king is, or defined as is. And those females that vibrate low, y'all, let them go, because yes, they might love you from afar, but they will never fully understand what you are saying or feeling, because remember, energies is what gives you emotion, man. Especially if you are consuming, like I say, these products that you call food. And that's all she wrote in this video, man. But you could never hear it enough, man. All I just want y'all to do is focus, man. The energy within you that you have, man, you want to keep it, man, because it gives you power, man. It gives you respect. It gives you dominance. Not to control no one, but to feel like you can't be a fool, or to feel like you have no protection. Now you have protection. That's what your aura is, man. It's your light body. It's the colors that people see, or that's like right here. You know what I'm saying, family? So you want to keep that aura, man, because the aura will protect you, man. The more you build onto your energy, man, because that's all it starts with, man. You want to have your aura protecting you, man. All these lights, sky blue, green, all of those, you want to make sure they're highly vivid, man, because if a bullet was to come your way, man, that bitch gonna go like this. Because like I said, if you are plasma, which is a source of energy from the sun, what makes you think it's gonna hit you when everything they have tried to do to the sun is still here, man, to this day? That's why I say, man, you must know your true power, and you must step out your comfort zone, man, and be something, or you're forever gonna be stuck waiting for shit, or just waiting for me to post this video, man, when I don't really gotta post videos, y'all, because I'm still making, I have a good lifestyle off of this camera, man. This is just a glimpse. This ain't even the full me, because I save my energy, y'all. I don't give it out unless I feel like you're the one, or you're a chosen one like myself, man. But that's why I say, man, if you are chosen, y'all, you will know if you are chosen, depending on how people treat you, man. If you're looked at as a fool, or you are played with, or you're just someone that everybody has stepped on or stepped over, well, that's because they see something in you that they don't have within themselves, man. But that's all I wanted to let y'all know, man. This video was a banger, man. Straight jewel droppers, man. Scuba gear activated, man. But I love y'all, family. Remember, if y'all feel down, I'll be here, man, until my last breath. But I love y'all, family. It's 100.